Bucks of New York State. In the event that either one of you hit low, I'm going to take the round away. Furthermore, when I say break, I want a nice clean break. Now, listen, you shake hands, go back to your corner, come out fighting when the bell rings.
They go back to their corners now. The bathrobes come off. Here's your blow-by-blow reporter, Sam Cowell.
Thank you, Bill Stern, and good evening, friends. A hush comes over the audience, a tenseness that always precedes a championship bout. Here's the bell. Burman comes in a rush with his right glove in front of his chin. He goes into a crouch. Lewis just slowly backs into the rope. Burman lets go a light right high and back in the head, and then Lewis tied him up. And Burman at close range with his head resting on his opponent's right shoulder, tried a looping right to the jaw and missed. Burman moves in a crouch all right. In the slow crouch, left hand well in front of him. Comes in close, lets go a left hand right on the jaw of Lewis as he backs Joe into the rope. But Lewis looks nonchalant at his opponent and ties him up. There's a left jab on the nose and a right on the chin, a left on the nose by Lewis. Lewis pounds a right to the ribs and another left and right to the head by Lewis. Lewis hooks another left on the chin. Lewis moves in there fast with that rapid-fire attack of his. Lewis jabbed the left on the nose. Lewis came in there, jabbed the left on the nose, a right to the ribs, a left hook into the body, a left hook on the jaw by Lewis, and a right uppercut on the chin. But Burman comes back with left and right to the body and a right on the chin as he crowds Lewis into the rope. It's the first minute and plenty of action. The referee's watching him. Now he walks in between them. Frank Fulham is the third man in the ring. Burman grits his teeth, moves in towards Lewis. Lewis jabs the left, another one on the bridge of the nose. Burman moves in rather slowly. Lewis stands his ground. Lewis jabs again with a left on the nose. He waits for Burman to come in there. Another left jab by Lewis. Burman throw right and Mr. Lewis countered with a short, snappy right high on the left side of the cheek. And then they fell into a clinch where Burman swung with the right, but the blow went around the neck. Lewis jabbed the left in the nose, hooked the right on the chin. And then the ropes to Lewis's corner, Burman swinging, a right left into the body and a right that went around the back. And again the referee is forced to go in between them. Here's Burman taking a left jab on the nose, a right on the chin, a left hook on the jaw. All landed by Lewis. Lewis pumped a short right to the body, and left and right into the face. Burman moves in close, tries to swing also. Lewis moves in there. Lewis jabs that left into the mouth. Burman moves in, jabs, takes another left jab on the nose, landed by Lewis. Lewis breaks stand up caution. Let's go left to the hook on the nose again. Burman moves in there. Lewis watching him cool as usual. Red came in there with a light left to the face. Burman takes let's go a left jab on the nose. Crowds Lewis into the ropes with a light left into the body. They go into a clinch. 45 seconds of the first round to go. There's a left to the body and a right on the chin by Lewis. And Burman came back with a short right to the face, and Lewis a left hook on the chin as they battle away at close range, with Lewis finally crowding Burman into the ropes. Burman moves in all right. Moves in there. Takes a left chop to the right ear, landed by Lewis. A left chop landed by Joe Lewis. Lewis crossed the right to the jaw. Burman took a left jab into the nose. Landed by Lewis. Lewis moves in again. Burman jabbed the left on the nose, and Lewis countered with a right on the chin. Burman moves in once more. Lewis is keeping him up with that left. And then hooking the left to the jaw and the right to the chin. Burman comes back with a left to the body and a right to the face as he crowds Lewis into the rope. A lot of action in this round. First round's almost gone. Here it is. It's all over.
You can hear from the crowd that they like that first round. Red Burman came in here to win the heavyweight championship of the world, and he acted like a man who isn't at all scared, who's got a business to do, and he's going to go out and do it if he possibly can. And here we go into round number 2.
And in between rounds, we notice that Lewis is drinking with that left eyelid of his. Now they come up. Lewis was caught with a left into the body, landed by Burman, who came out with a rush and countered the champion into the rope. He's the shorter of the two, and outweighed by a lot of pounds, 14 and a half. Here's Lewis, the left and right on the chin. The left was flush, the right grazing the jaw. Lewis missed with a right that went around the neck, and Burman pounded the left into the body and the right into the ribs as he crowded the champion into the rope. Here's Burman reaching in with a right to the head, and Lewis in the clinch, a short left hook to the body. But again, it's Burman who keeps Lewis on the rope, but Joe hooks the short left to the chin of the challenger. Burman moves in once more, bobs and weaves, takes the left to the face, the right to the body, landed by Lewis. But Burman stays in there, keeps his man on the rope as they fight hard. Burman was slipped with the right under the heart and the left into the body by Joe. But in the clinch, he puts his head under the champion's chin. Burman moves in there, still in a bobbing and weaving fashion. Jack Dempsey used to work. He moves in again, Burman does. Takes a right on the chin as he moves in and pounds his own left into the ribs as he crowds Lewis into the rope. Lewis counts his punches and lets him go with plenty of effect. Burman moves in once more. Misses with a left that takes right and left on the jaw, landed by Lewis. But Burman comes right in off the ropes and in against Lewis. As they fall into close quarters, Burman rushed again, tried to bob and weave. Lewis jabbed a light left into the nose. Falls away with a left that doesn't land, Lewis did. A light left is caught away with it. And again, Burman starts bobbing and weaving, going down in almost a complete crowd. Lewis in straight stand-up fashion. Burman hooked the left to the face, and Lewis came back with left and right to the jaw. Another left hook on the chin by Lewis, but Burman refuses to back ground. Instead, he crowds the champion of the world into the rope and lunges out with a long right high on the head of Joe Lewis. Here's Burman taking the left, another left on the nose by Lewis, who's trying to take his man out. Another left jab on the nose by Lewis, another left jab. Lewis let go a short right that grazed the chin of Burman. Burman took it, though. Burman rushed him, but took a left jab on the nose landed by Lewis. Lewis hooked the left to the face. Followed through with a right on the chin. Another left hook on the jaw. Another left hook to the ear by Lewis. And right and left to the face. And still Burman comes forward, taking the punches. And then Lewis let go a right and left on the jaw. Another left and right to the chin. But Burman bobbed and weaved. Burman comes fighting back, swinging. But he takes the left and right to the chin, landed by Lewis. Burman was clipped with a right uppercut. Another one on the chin, landed by Lewis. A left uppercut on the jaw by Lewis. Burman crowds Lewis into the rope, but does not land. Now they're bouncing away. Burman let go a right high on the head, and Lewis right and left into the body, but again Burman backs Lewis into the rope, not with any punches, but just shoves him into the rope. They move back towards the center of the ring. Here's Lewis, a left jab into the nose, a right high on the chin, and a short right into the ribs, and a left hook on the jaw by the champion, Joe Lewis. There's a right to the head by Lewis, another right to the left there, and Burman came back with a right on the jaw. Another right by Burman landed around the neck as they battle away at close range. A right uppercut on the jaw and a left hook on the chin landed by Joe Lewis. Lewis waits for Burman to come in there. He jabs the left on the nose, crosses a right to the chin by Lewis at the bell.
While both of these men are really swinging, Burman bobbing and weaving in sensational style reminiscent of Jack Dempsey. Well, I'm going to be brief and to the point as possible in presenting another headliner tonight. I'd like to introduce the Atom hat of the month for February. It's called the Potomac. Beginning tomorrow, in all our stores and authorized agencies, we'll prominently display this newest of style sensations in its latest color tone. The Potomac is another hit in the parade of all-American styles fashioned by Atom hat designers. 13 more rounds to go, and here comes round 3.
Beresford, Burman the challenger, and Joe Lewis the champion. Burman, the complete charge, comes in there, swings to the right left of the head, and backs Lewis into the rope without inflicting any damage whatsoever. Here's Owie Crowd. He moves in there, Lewis watching him. That poker face of Joe, just watching his man. Lewis tries to take his man out. And now Burman starts bobbing and weaving, walks into a left jab on the nose, and then crowds Lewis into the ropes again without any damage. Burman does swing with left and right. The left for the body and the right for the head, but they're wild. The blows going around the body and around the neck. Here's Lewis trying to stick his man up with that left jab. He hooked the left to the face as Burman came rushing in. And then Joe jabs another left to the face, a right to the chin, and a left hook on Burman's jaw. A short left hook that traveled about 6 inches. There's a right hook on the jaw by Lewis, and a left hook on the chin. The right has plenty of power. Another right and left to the face by Lewis. Another right and left to the head. Another right and left to the jaw by Joe Lewis. But Burman stays in close, backs Lewis into the rope, almost into a neutral corner. Lewis is more deliberate than he's been in a long while. He jabs another left to the face, crosses the right to the chin. Then Burman came back and left and right to the jaw. Lewis slipped and went halfway through the rope. He slipped in Burman's corner and went halfway through the rope. Burman was swinging at the time. The crowd got a thrill out of it. Burman crowds Lewis again. Referee breaks the 2 boys. Burman rushes in. Lewis got a right on the chin. Burman was put with a left hook over the eye and a left jab on the nose. Burman moves in there. There was a trail of Lewis going through the rope. Even if it wasn't a punch, left and right to the jaw by Joe Lewis. Burman moves in there. The gallery guards are yelling. Now they move back. Lewis watches the challenger carefully. Burman comes in. He seems to be full of fight, wanting to fight. He still moves in there, takes the right chop to the left ear, which Lewis connected with. And now Lewis is almost back into the rope with Burman's both gloves around his opponent's body. As Burman swinging with the right missing, and Lewis pounding a short left hook into the body. And a right to the ribs, and right and left on the jaw, and a left hook on the chin by Lewis. Right and left by Joe Lewis at close range. Burman got in a left to the body, but Lewis came back with right and left to the jaw, and Burman crowds his man into the ropes, almost pushes Joe right into the hempen. Now they move back towards the center of the ring. Burman takes a left jab, another one on the nose, landed by Joe, another left jab on the mouth by the champion, and the short right on the chin as Burman tries to bob and weave in a complete crowd. There's a right uppercut on the jaw by Lewis, and then Burman's got a right on the chin. He backs Lewis into the rope. A left hook into the body by Lewis. Any move made by either man calls for tears upon the part of the crowd. Burman moves in again, takes a left jab, another left jab on the nose, and a right chop on the jaw. And then Burman came back with a right on the chin of Lewis. And Lewis a left hook on the jaw as he still stands toe-to-toe at close range. It's been an infighting battle practically all the way. The bell in here is just stirring.
Well, again, we repeat, listen to this crowd. That gives you the best tip-off as to what kind of a fight this is. 16,000 people jammed into Madison Square Garden, watching Red Burman put up a whale of an exhibition of making Joe Lewis go all the way out to hang on to his title if he can. And undoubtedly, one of the highlights of tonight's fight is already gone by when Joe Lewis found himself dangling between the second and third rope, halfway out of the ring in Madison Square Garden. And here's the way it happened. The third round was exactly 21 seconds old. Red Burman came onto the attack, and he drove Joe back into Burman's own corner. As Burman went onto the attack, Lewis instinctively put his dukes up to guard his chin. He went down into a semi-crouch, which is unusual for Joe Lewis. As he did, he lost his footing. He slipped backwards. His head and shoulders went between the second and third rope. He was dangling for a moment in midair.
Full of fight. Burman missed the right to the body and took a left jab on the nose. Well, Red has certainly shown plenty of fight. The spirit at any rate. Moves in there. Now Lewis starts circling around Burman. Burman takes a left jab on the nose and landed by Lewis. Burman tries to move in there, but Lewis is keeping him off at long range and long reach. Left jab on the nose by Joe Lewis. Burman tries to get in there, misses the right. Let's go a left, it lands partly on the chin. He backs Lewis into the lateral corner, but Burman is swinging wildly, and the left, instead of landing on the chin, are going around the neck. Now the referee trying to pull him broke the two boys. Here's Burman taking a left jab into the mouth, which Lewis connected with. Burman bobs and weaves, moves in there. Let's go a short right on Lewis's jaw. Lewis came back with a left into the body. Again, he's crowded into the rope by Burman. And the crowd is really seeing a real stand of battle tonight, even though Burman fights in a complete crouch. A left jab on the nose by Joe Lewis. And a right on the chin by Joe. A left hook on the jaw by Lewis. After Burman hooked a left to the face. Burman moves in again. Lewis keeps him up with a left jab on the nose. A right into the mouth landed by Lewis. And then they fell into close quarters, but Burman refuses to budge. Refuses to even go backwards no matter how much power there is in the Lewis blow. Lewis jabs a tip up to the mouth. Got a right that grazed the chin. Right across with that right, a follow-up blow. And missed though, as he just grazed. There's a left hook on the jaw by Joe Lewis. Burman still moves in there. Lewis pounded the short right into the body. Looks like the champion is fighting methodical battle the usual kind. Moving in there, waiting his own opportunity. Let's go a right to the heart. A left hook on the jaw by Lewis. Another left hook on the chin. And still Burman bores in, but takes another right on the jaw. Lewis gets him plenty of punches. A short left uppercut on the jaw by Lewis. As he's back into the rope, Burman's nose is red. There's a left jab on the nose by Joe Lewis. Burman's nose is red. A right on the chin. A short right cross by Joe Lewis. Landed on the jaw. A heavy punch, too. There's a left into the body by Lewis. And a right into the ribs. Burman still stands up under the attack. A left hook, another left hook by Lewis. The champion of Burman came back with a right left into the body as they stand toe-to-toe. There's Lewis hooking that left into the body. And then Burman came back with left and right to the jaw. And Lewis a left hook on the chin. Burman suddenly came back with a 1-2 punch high. One landed on the jaw, the left and the right high on the head. There's Burman with another right on the jaw. And Lewis came back with the left, a right to the body, and Burman another right on the jaw. The crowd loved it. Now they move back to the center of the ring, and Lewis paused with that left. Paused away with that left and jabbed down. A left hook on the chin by Burman, and then Lewis caught him with a left hook on the jaw. After Burman got him his left hook, again Burman rushes his opponent, the champion of the world, into the ropes, almost into Burman's corner. There's a left jab on the nose by Lewis. Burman still moves in fast. A left jab by Joe Louis, and a short right and left. The right to the head and the left to the neck, and the right on the jaw by Louis at close range. Burman pounding short left into the body at close quarters. Burman trying mighty hard. Moving in there, a championship is at stake as the bell sounds, ending the fourth round.
Well, while we have the time and things comparatively peaceful, in Madison Square Garden, let's have a quick recap on the fight that preceded us on the air. First bout of the evening, a TKO scored by Al Maggie of New York over Tony Mango, also of New York City, coming in 1 minute and 47 seconds of the third round, a hard-fought contest. The second bout of the evening, Vinny Rossano, substituting for Carmen Farrell of Brooklyn, scored a 4-round decision in a very fast fight over Meyer Siegel, also of Brooklyn. The third fight of the evening, Johnny Kropovich of Baltimore scored a TKO over Jimmy Boyle of Brooklyn. Boyle was down twice. The fight was finally stopped in 2 minutes and 18 seconds in the second round.
St. Louis for the heavyweight title. The first heavyweight title match of 1941. They're going to close quarters. Burman is usually the adjuster, moving in there, crowding the champion into the rope. Moves in there, takes punishment, but keeps on pounding all the way himself. He tried a left hook for Lewis's jaw, but a little bit wild. Burman moves in again with a light left into the body, and Lewis came back with a right into the ribs. Burman stands his ground, takes the left hook on the jaw after blocking the left, and then a left on the chest landed by Lewis. And Burman came back with a right into the ribs. Burman was caught with a left jab on the nose. Burman's got a slight cut alongside of the left eye from the right, and a left hook on the nose landed by Joe Louis, and then Joe Louis jabbed with a left on the nose, another left, and a short right to the head, and then Burman let go right to the body, and Louis left and right to the chin as they battle away in Lewis's corner. His right and left into the body by the champion, Joe Louis. Burman's left eye is bothering him. He's got cut over it. Looks kind of bad. A left hook on the chin, which Louis connected with. Lewis moves in again. Burman's trying to keep on top of his man to prevent him from landing at close range. But Lewis does a lot of work at close quarters. Burman moves in again, and Lewis jabbing the left and then hooking the left on the chin. First jab with the left to the mouth and then hook with the left. Burman moves in. But as he does come in all the time, he lets himself open for a counterattack. There's a left jab on the chin and a right cross landed by Lewis. And Burman took it and came back with his own right to the face. That was a right cross that Lewis landed. And over that left eye. Another left to the face, and Burman starts blinking with that cut left eye of his, and in the clinch, back into the ropes, Lewis works a short left uppercut to the chin that tilts Burman's head back. Here's a left jab on the nose by Lewis. Lewis waits for Burman to come to him. Burman comes in the crowd, lets go right to the ribs and misses with it. Takes the left and right to the jaw landed by Lewis as they battle along the rope, and then Burman grabs Lewis around the body. A right uppercut on the jaw by Lewis, and right and left to the face. And then Burman in the clinch fight, left and right to the body and a right to the jaw. And now it's Lewis, left and right to the body, a left hook on the chin. A right on the jaw by Lewis. Burman still fighting, a right and left to the chin by Lewis. Burman seems to be weakening, left and right to the jaw by Lewis, another left hook. And a right uppercut to the jaw by Lewis, who's calling his punches. A left jab on the nose, a right on the chin, a left hook on the jaw by Lewis. Burman again seems to be weakening, the left into the body, the right and left to the face. And body landed by Lewis. A rapid-fire attack, and Burman blinking with both eyes. A right uppercut on the jaw by Lewis. Burman come in with the left into the ribs, and Lewis pounding the right into the body. Burman on the ropes looks a little bit tired, and the referee breaks him, goes in between them. A right to the body by Lewis, a short, snappy right. Another right on the chest by Lewis, and Burman goes down. His head over the low rope. 2, 3, 4. His head over the rope. 5, 6. No effort. 7, 8. 9, 10. Lewis the winner by a knockout in the fifth round of the Huffing. The referee is rushing over the second. They're going to lift Burman up and bring him back to his corner. He is out. They can still stay.
All right, Sam. Well, before we bring you the voice of the winner, Joe Louis. Louis winning by a knockout and retaining his heavyweight championship of the world. Remember, we're coming right back to Madison Square Garden, so please, you come on, stay with us. We pause briefly for station identification.
WBAL, Baltimore. Exclusive Adam hat stores are conveniently located in practically every key city throughout the United States. In addition to these shops, there are over 2,000 authorized agencies located from coast to coast, as well as our dealers practically throughout the world. These, no matter where you find them, are your service depots for hat needs. You can expect every courtesy to be accorded you when you visit any of these stores. Now back to ringside.